And welcome back once again. Pure Hockey on Campus is the place. Bernie Corbett, Paul McNamara, and about to move on to our USHL segment and an opportunity to profile another of the head coaches from the USHL and one of the new kids on the block in the USHL moving into the state of Michigan, the Muskegon Lumberjacks, a new franchise this season, and they are under the direction of Coach Kevin Patrick. Kevin, welcome to the program.
Thanks so much. It's great to be here.
Well, Kevin, a little bit of, I would suspect, a daunting task to move into the well-established USHL with a fledgling program, and you've been about 500 so far this season. Just a little bit about what that whole experience has been like to bring a new team to the league.
Well, expansion of the USHL has been great, especially expansion into the state of Michigan, which is such a top producer of talent, second largest producer of players for the USHL. So to bring a team into the state has been a great challenge, as you say, and building it from the ground up so far this season has had its ups and downs, but some great opportunities for growth and success. And one of the biggest things with an expansion team, and that we've found so far this year, is what experience in this league means. And our players that have played 30 plus, 50 plus games in this league are our leaders, are the guys that are shining right now, and they're used to the rigors of this league.
Kevin, want to talk a little bit about some of your personnel there at Muskegon, talking to Kevin Patrick, the coach of the Muskegon Lumberjacks in the USHL. One of your forwards, Matt Berry, has been on quite a tear, and he was rewarded. He was named the CCM Offensive Player of the Week in the league. Can you tell us a little bit more about Matt Berry? He's a Michigan native playing in Michigan, and he's headed to Michigan State.
Yeah, Matt Berry is a product of the Bell Tire program, and Chris Quarry, a longtime coach of midget hockey here in the state, and Matt is, he's off to a great start. He's a high skill, very smart player who he can change the game every time he's on the ice, and he's experienced some great success here, in these first 14 games, especially over the last 5 or 6 when his numbers have really gone through the roof. He's found chemistry with a couple other players, and his production has gone way up. He had a hat trick last Tuesday night in Chicago and scored a highlight reel goal going end to end. And, he's one of those difference makers who, every time he's on the ice, it makes the other coach aware he's out there. He's got to worry about what defensive pair he's got matching up against him. And, to have a player of that ability, really has helped us over this last stretch when we've gone 4-1-1.
You got a great stem winder to your offense with Matt Berry up front, but another guy that we want to make note of, guy that I've heard about as the voice of BU hockey for many years, and I know that there was a great recruiting battle when Boston University was able to land Alex Piritera, and he's been a big impact guy for you, a defenseman who's got some considerable offensive upside.
No, Alex is, I tried to recruit Alex when I was at Wisconsin, and, BU did a great job and won that battle. And, Alex is a warrior. He has great offensive upside. He's leading the USHL in points by a defenseman. And, he's +7. So he definitely brings that, but he's one of those players that doesn't cheat the defensive side to get his offense. He's solid defensively. He's willing to block shots. He does a great job blocking shots. And, he's not afraid to stick up for his teammates and drop the gloves when necessary. So he brings a little bit of everything to the mix and has been a warrior for us so far this year.
You mentioned about recruiting at Wisconsin, and we want to make note on your resume, Kevin, that you were the key recruiter, key cog in the recruiting game for Mike Eves to recruit a national championship team back a couple of seasons ago. And I would suspect that the experience you had, you kind of bring the best of both worlds. You've been on both sides of the fence in this whole process now, going to the USHL ranks as a head coach and being able to draw on some of the experience of what you were looking for as a college recruiter, and probably spending an inordinate amount of time away from your family around the U.S. League, as most of the prime colleges do.
Yeah, no, absolutely. 12 years in Division One. Had the opportunity to work with Kevin Snedden, the head coach of Vermont now. Scott Pollock, who's with USA Hockey, and then Mike Eves. And, it's 12 years of recruiting the USHL, the top producer of talent for the Division One college programs. And as you say, spent quite a bit of time on the road looking for those high-end players, those difference makers, those players that can help you build a championship team. And, I had the luxury of working with great people, the opportunity to work with Mark Osicki, the new head coach at Ohio State, and, to learn from people like that and work alongside those people is really, as you say, now in my position as head coach and general manager of an expansion team here in Muskegon, that experience has served me very well.
Kevin, talking to Kevin Patrick, the head coach and GM of Muskegon, based on your background, I think that would help your recruiting from Muskegon as well. To be able to...
Yeah, no, that's the players that are coming to the USHL, they've set their sights on. They want a Division I scholarship.
Right.
They want to use Division I as a stepping stone to playing in the NHL. And having spent the last 12 years, three different conferences, and finishing up at a Big Ten program like the University of Wisconsin, is definitely something that players, when they're trying to decide where to play and who to play for, are. Will definitely come into their decision and the family's decision on where they can play and what league they can play in. And I think it's served me well. And the connections in the network that I've developed in that time. I served on the Hockey Coaches Association board for 6 years, and the ability to pick up a phone and call just about anybody in college hockey, I think serves me well in recruiting players to Muskegon.
And, of course, as Skip Prince and many people that we have come in contact with from the USHL have talked about, it's almost more difficult, maybe as difficult and maybe more difficult, to get a spot in the USHL in order to get yourself in position to get a spot in Division I college hockey. That's just how competitive it has become. And for somebody who's observed this league for a long time, do you kind of sit back a little bit, kind of blink your eyes in amazement to just how well developed this whole USHL program and this whole process has become over the last decade plus?
No, you hit the nail on the head. I was in this league 13 years ago as an assistant in Green Bay, and the growth of the league, the new cities, it's really grown in the player development from the coaches, from the ownership, and what they offer. A player in this stage of his development and moving on has really grown. And as you say, last year of 300 plus players in the league, 240 plus had college commitments, Division I college commitments. So I think that speaks volumes about, as you say, how competitive this league is. And if you can become a regular in this league, you'll be a Division I hockey player. There's no doubt about it.
Well, Kevin, before I wanted to talk about this weekend. You got a couple of first-place teams coming into Muskegon, so you got a heck of a back-to-back weekend. But you had a game today, too. How'd you make out today?
Yeah, a.m., that was a breakfast eye-opener.
Yeah, 10:30 a.m., education day, so a lot of school-age kids in the stands. The youthful exuberance was unbelievable, and the place was
that's great.
The ceiling was coming off it, and we let go of a 2-goal lead in the third period, and had to go to the shootout to get the 6-5 victory over Omaha. But I guess you'd say that's 2 points the hard way. But,
yeah.
And everybody in the that was there got their money's worth. That's for sure. And so hopefully that's that's going to vault us into the 2 home games this weekend. Dubuque's coming in. We just played them last Saturday night and dropped a 4-1 decision to them. So we're looking for a chance to play them in our building this week, and they're playing very well atop the Western Division. And Cedar Rapids, Mark Carlson does a real good job, and his time in the league. His teams are always high-skilled, high-paced teams that if you put yourself in the penalty box, they'll hurt you. And so we've got our hands full, but we're playing at home here in Muskegon at the LC Walker Arena. We've got a great support, great following, and looking forward to playing both teams in our building.
Kevin Patrick, thanks very much for joining us here on our USHL segment of Pure Hockey on Campus, and best of luck to you and the Lumberjacks in their maiden voyage this season, and hope to talk to you down the road again this year.
Hey, guys, thanks so much for the time tonight. All the best, and I look forward to it down the road.
Our pleasure, Kevin.
Kevin
Thanks.
Patrick, the coach and GM of the Muskegon Lumberjacks, our guest on Pure Hockey on Campus.